negotiate this. This is ridiculous. Okay.
Alright, so what I can tell you is, I know you have the thing on synergy. I push my management internally a lot to get some to put some value in synergies, but it's just not the way we work. However, I'm going to make another proposal to you. Forget the calculations, and I can rework the calculations. I'm going to put a number on the table.
Okay.
And tell me if that works for you. Is that fine with you?
Sure. Go ahead.
So I had a maximum of 24 in my mind when I came. Which I of course see is way below what you had in mind. I can bring this up to 28.
Okay, so let me be honest with you then. So that the 45.72 is our valuation of our company based on the cash flows alone.
Okay.
And we haven't even talked about the synergy distribution. So I mean, we actually have distribution channels that have been really highly valued by potential acquirers.
Right.
In fact, we almost ended up starting subsidiaries just, so that external companies can leverage our distribution channels. And we've had consultants value our distribution channels for the sake of valuing the synergies with your company. And they're saying that the extra value generated from your distribution channels should be about $6 million per year in the first few years alone. So, once we actually take that into account and we discount that over the 10-year period, $6 million in synergies per year over 10 years, and you discount it, and that comes out to like 37.4 million valuation for that synergy just from distribution channels, and we haven't even talked about automation or anything. So, and with regards to that, I mean, then we would have to talk about how we're going to split the value of those synergies. Like right now, our stance is like, if we do generate 37.4 million of value with our distribution channels, then we should actually be splitting that evenly. Because that seems to be the fair thing to do. So it would be like an 18.7 valuation just for this distribution channels. Then like I mentioned, like the brand value of 8 million was kind of what we got offered before, so that's our benchmark. And so the fair value for my company right now, as far as I'm concerned, is like 72.4 million. So I mean, if what you're saying is you can offer 28 for everything, I mean, then yeah, we're a little bit far off in our negotiations right now.
Okay, let me try to reason out some things for you now. So for the distribution, for whatever acquisitions we've done in the past, we've seen that it takes about 4 years to really to have the have the distribution synergies reflect in our returns.
Okay.
Right, and therefore, when I did your evaluation, I did a gradual increase up to year 4 and not till year 10.
A gradual increase up to year
4. So like you said, this distribution can get us about 37.4 in 10 years. According to me, this number should be taken only for 4 years and not 10 years. Because after 4 years, it doesn't really give a return as high in the last 4 years.
So,
that's one.
Okay, so but that's still a number, a separate number for the synergy calculation, right? I mean, that's not been factored into your DCF, I'm assuming.
It's all in this 0.4%. Like I said, that in a normal evaluation we would do, you can't really forecast the growth rate of a company, and we really go with 0%. But then there were so many factors here we had to consider, so I was slightly generous on my side to put a 0.4%.
I don't. Okay, so you're saying that the synergy for the distribution channels should have been 6 million per year up to year 4, and you discounted that, and that's how you got the synergy value for distribution.
Right.
But you somehow factored that into the
0.4%
revenue growth.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm not a finance expert, but I'm just not seeing the sense in this right now. So there's projected growth. What does projected growth have anything to do with distribution synergies?
Well, if we move into new markets and we're going to leverage on the distribution that you have, it is going to have an impact on the revenue, right? Because we'll reach out to more people, we'll sell more.
But-
And it can only happen gradually, so it's not that we can get into these new markets and leverage your distribution systems immediately. It'll happen piece by piece over the 4 years. And then after that, our experience says that it goes to flat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just check my schedule.
Sure.
What the hell? Okay.
And similarly for the growth rate as well. So I know that you've been with the company right since its inception, and you see that the market will grow and the company will grow, and you've done a lot of reorganization as well. But we really think that you cannot forecast the growth really, and therefore we go with 0%. Another thing is that once a company is acquired, it'll basically be Agilent's manpower that'll be going, and brain power that'll be going to grow the
Wait,
company.
but by that logic, if you're saying that you can't project the growth rate on revenues, then how can you project the growth rate on costs? So, because you were saying that usually it should be considered 0,
Yeah.
but then you're adjusting that up to 0.4 based on our synergies and brand value, but then
So see, there are a lot of numbers. If I had to do this for another company, I would just go with the 0%, because
while retaining the 1.2% growth on operating costs.
well, that's a cost that will occur, right? The company cannot grow without putting in without fueling the operations. So that's a cost you cannot ignore.
So the logical assumption there then is that the cost would go up, but the top line wouldn't.
No, it's just that you cannot put a number onto it. It's also possible that there's a bad year and it goes down to -2%, and then there's a good year that goes to +2, which nils down the impact.
So wait a second. So you guys are saying the cost side can be quantified for growth, but the revenue side can't be quantified for growth. Is that what?
Well, it's a very realistic thing, we know that we are going to put in money. Operations still need to run, but it will not necessarily result into revenues.
Okay.
It could be a break-even year. It could be that we don't sell anything. It could be that market shrinks. It could be new competition coming in. There could be multiple years, so you really can't forecast the future.
Why would you ever acquire a company where the cost side will grow indefinitely and
Because
the
we know
revenue
that
side
our
will
body
not?
has potential to grow, and we're willing to put in the brain power to make it grow. It's just that I can't put a number to growth.
But the operating cost side is
Right,
numerically quantifiable.
because even if the company does not do well in terms of revenues, doesn't mean that you'll shut operations down, right? You will give it the minimum that it needs to run, or maybe put in more so that you can come back in the next year with a bigger revenue stream.
Okay. I mean, is there anything else that I should know? Is there any other synergy that you're valuing on a separate way from this DCF that we're presented?
I've shown you my sheet right here to make sure that you know exactly how I've done this. So there's nothing else at all. And I've also told you that.
Okay. Let me see here. An 0.4 and a 1.2 taking our synergies and brand value into.
And there's a brand value component here as well. So there is so the expected value is 1.7, but I'm saying let's scrap this because you're not okay with it, and let's take the maximum value of 3. So this is the 3 plus what we've taken in 0.4% is the brand value.
So what does that get us?
24.07.
24.07?
Yeah, about
24.03?
24.03. But I'm saying because we're so interested in this company, I'll scrap this down and go up to as high as 29. I'm exploiting all my budget here.
Are we being pranked right now? Like, is this a real case? Like, what's going on? Okay, that's gonna be on video. Like,
Oh man, should we take a break? What do we do?